we're going to look at habits, because it can be habits around your thoughts, it can be habits around your physical activity, it can be habits around your beliefs, it can be habits around your nutrition. Think of those 5 pillars: your sleep, your relaxation. So many things around habits that we just get into habits that aren't always helpful to us. So how do we start to change them if we are? So to explain that, I'm going to tell you a story, hence the drawing. So I'm going to tell you about Johnny. So Johnny moved with his family to a new village. This is Johnny's family, including the dog. And Johnny, along with all the other kids in the village, was going to go to school at the school over here. And to get to school, every day they had to walk across this really big field of incredibly long grass, okay? And the way the kids from the village walked to school every morning, because that was the way the path went, was they'd go through the gate here and then they'd walk across the field this way, because that was where the path was. And then they'd cross over a really busy main road and then they'd walk along the main road to get to school. And Johnny did it for a few days and then he kind of went, why are we doing this? Because actually we could walk across the field this way. It's shorter. There's a zebra crossing outside the school and we can cross over the road on the zebra crossing and get straight to school. So the next day he decided he was going to walk that way. But it was really hard work because the grass was like above the knee length. So he had to wade through it and fight his way through it. And it was hard work. It took a lot of time. But he got across and he went to school across the zebra crossing. The next day, when he came to go to school, what do you think happened?
It was a bit easier because he's already walked the grass.
Yeah, it was a bit easier because the grass was flattened down. After he'd done it for a week, there was actually quite a clear path going across the field. And it became quite easy to go that way. When he'd done it for a bit longer, the other kids then kind of went, well, hang on a minute, why are we all going this way round where there's now an easy path? So they all started walking on this path. And this path became more and more clear. When everyone started walking on this path and stopped walking on the old path, what happened to this one? It grew back over. So after time, when the kids got to the gate and were making a choice about which way to walk to school, the new path became the easy direction to take. It's exactly the same with your habits. To start a new habit, to start going in a different direction, it takes hard work. The easy thing to do is to do what you've always done. The default setting. But you know now, you've got the knowledge to know that actually, yeah, that's the easy thing to do. But if you always do what you've always done, you always get what you've always got. If you're not happy with what's going on in life right now, you need to start doing something different. But that takes time, it takes effort, and it takes hard work. Anyone know how long they say it takes a habit to form?
21 days.
Yeah, it takes more than that, but 21 days. So, you know, the first 21 days can be really hard work, and every day you want to do what you used to do because that's the easy thing to do. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. With my training now, I've absolutely got into the habit of I train every day and I have one rest day a week. Right, if I don't train, I hate it. I hate it. And so sometimes my alarm goes off in the morning and no, do I want it, like you saw me this morning, I didn't want to go out, but because I've created the habit, I still do it because that's what I do. I kind of almost don't know how to do anything else. But when you're starting to put new habits in place, help yourself to make it easy. So I knew that when my alarm went off this morning, I wouldn't want to go out and train. So I put all my kit out ready. So the alarm goes off, and while you're still going, I don't want to do this, you just get your kit on. Once you've got your kit on, it's a bit like, oh, well, I may as well go now because I've got my kit on. Once I've got my kit on and I'm out, I actually really enjoy it. And I come back and I keep in the habit. And whether that be around nutrition or relaxation or relationships and friendship groups, meeting people, you've got to put that time and effort in, but make it easy for yourself. So when you talked about the supportive network there, sometimes going out and doing things on your own is really hard. Like if you know that you're someone that needs people and a bit of accountability to help you do it, arrange to meet a friend and go and do it. Like if you want to go and do some cold water swimming, arrange to meet a friend. And then if you drop out, you're letting them down. So it's much harder not to do it. So help yourself to start creating a new habit. Anyone got any thoughts on that? What are you thinking? There's a I'm not sure about that look on your face.
Me?
Yeah.
I just haven't got that level of trust with people, I don't think.
Okay. But if that's your situation, don't do it around other people. You know, like who reckons they've got some habits that aren't helpful to them? Anyone happy to share what they are? Whether it's a thought thing, a physical thing.
When I get back from work, I just get straight to bed.
Okay.
So that just like completely takes out anything
Yeah.
I'm planning to, like anything I think I might have done.
Yeah.
Or, you know, oh maybe
Brilliant.
I'm going to do this helpful thing. Like
Okay.
cook food. or
So what else could you do?
I could put clothes to change into
Yep.
downstairs, so I don't just go upstairs, get undressed and get into bed.
Yeah.
And then that might change what I do that evening.
Yeah. Yep. So many things you could do. What would it bring you not going straight to bed?
Lots of things. It might improve my nutrition because I might then cook something rather than just order a takeaway.
Yep.
If I might add movement because I might then go out
Yep.
in the house and do something outside rather
Yeah.
than just sit.
Yep.
All sorts.
You could go on forever, couldn't you? So absolutely brilliant habit going into bed. Like, how detrimental is that habit to you? But the easy thing to do next week, you're feeling tired and you go, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? You have got to remember this, right? That's Johnny walking across the new path for the first time. It's going to be hard. But if you don't do it, it's never going to happen.
Push yourself.
Yeah. And I'm going to come back to what we said outside, George, when you said it's like knowing where to start, right? The start point is do it once. Because you do it once and you flatten the grass. The next day, it's a little bit easier. Not easy, but a little bit easier. Once you've done it, a week, 10 days, 21 days, all of a sudden, it gets a lot easier. So knowing where to start, is flatten the grass. Anyone else got one they might share? Silence. You all put your hands up saying you've got a habit that's not helpful to you. So come on, give me a bit more here. Otherwise I'll pick on someone.
I think with me, sometimes it's once I get into the house and I close the door, it's like the house becomes the castle. I'm protected in there. Sometimes I don't always want to go out on my days off. I do force myself to get out there because it's like being inside isn't necessarily going to be the best place for you. So it's getting back into the habit of getting back out there.
Yeah. But it's not going to be easy. The easy thing to do is going to be to shut that door and stay inside. We can't change that. We can't make that first time across the field any easier. And you can do that. Now, I'm not a scientist or a biologist or a psychologist or whatever, but I just try and do things simply so it makes sense, so we can understand it. So, in our brain, we have, let me get another colour so this makes sense. We have different lots of different neurons, let's just call them neurons, okay? And those neurons, when we get into habits of how we think, sorry, I'm aware that those neurons join up to create neural pathways, yeah? And they're like habits in our thinking. But we can rewire the brain. But this is back to Johnny walking across the field, okay? So think of these as lights, like lighting up as they join together. We want to start lighting up a different pathway. So the first time is like Johnny walking across the field and flattening the grass, and we kind of, we light up some different lights that create a different neural pathway. That's like a different way of thinking. So it's a bit like what we were doing at lunchtime, a different perspective, okay? The more you do it, the stronger that pathway becomes, and this one fades. So it is just like Johnny going across. I mean, I could do this and not do Johnny, but I always think you're much more likely to remember a story. But this is why it applies the same to like physical habits, like going to bed when you come into the house, but also habits with your thinking, because that's exactly what's going on in your head, but it's just neural pathways lighting up instead of Johnny walking across the field. Does that make sense? Okay, cool, awesome. Thanks for that, George. Doesn't get you out of letting me know what you're thinking though.
Well, I forgot the original question.
So I'm just gonna really, really quick, just go around to everybody, like, what is your thought on that? What's going through your head? Like, what are you thinking right now?
It's too hard.
Okay, yep. As in, I'd find that too hard to do.
Just
It's the start.
too hard.
Yeah, it's just
It's
too
too
big.
hard.
That are doing it the first
Yeah,
time. It's
yeah.
going to be really difficult.
Okay.
I can already envision it.
So, right, who's the one person who can change it?
Yeah.
No, there is no way of making it easier. Absolutely no way, other than things like getting your kit out to help you. Like if you want to start drinking less wine, like have a really nice drink that's not wine that will help you enjoy that treat, okay? So help yourself, but you've got a choice now, right? 100%. You can either sack it off because it's too hard and be happy with what you've got, or you can put the effort in to make the change. Choice is yours. I can't do that for you. Climbing Out can't do it for you. A therapist or psychologist or counsellor can't do it for you. Only you can do it. It's how much you want it. So I wish there was an answer to make it easier, but there ain't. You just got to work hard.